No sooner did Kelly McCrimmon tell all of us that VGK was a healthy team coming into camp than Jack Eichel suffers what appears to be a minor injury. Bruce Cassidy says it was a, quote, tweak, but did not expand. Eichel didn't return to the ice for the second session yesterday. And was this the last time that we will see Jack Eichel and Mitch Marner together skating on the ice in the preseason camp? Next on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hi again from Las Vegas, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day, your team every day, right here on the podcast. Find us wherever you get your podcast. And please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. I am a longtime sportscaster, a marketing consultant, and the host of the Saturday Sports Beat on Odyssey tomorrow morning from 8 to 9 a.m. And Chris is the owner of Silver State Cards and Sports and the host of the new Hockey News Collectibles Show. Coming up ahead on today's show, in addition to our headline, of course, Kelly McCrimmon addressing the media yesterday, and it is WTF Day round here. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. FanDuel, go to FanDuel.com. FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Chris, it didn't take very long for the Vegas Golden Knights to go, let's say, from jovial to melancholy yesterday at City National. And it was a minor injury of sorts to Jack Eichel, and it put a damper, I think, on the day. Not sure the degree of what this, quote, tweak was, but they shut down Jack Eichel there at the end of the first session, and he didn't return to the ice for session 2.
Yeah, I mean, this is certainly a concern. We're not going to have a major perspective on what's going on. I mean, listen, if Jack gets on the ice today, no big deal. If he gets on the ice tomorrow, no big deal. If we don't see him on the ice going into next week, now we know we got something to be concerned about. And fortunately, this is part of the reality of the NHL, whether it's day one of the training camp, a captain's skate, or in the regular season. But I guess be thankful whatever's going on happened on September 19th and not November 19th.
Were you a little bit surprised? So first of all, we were not surprised that we saw Jack Eichel and Mitch Marner on the ice together to start things off yesterday. A little bit of a surprise to see Ivan Barbashev there on the wing on the left side.
No, I mean, Barbashev has done well in that role. If he was good in that role when Mark Stone was on the right wing, I think he'll be just fine on that role with Barbashev on the left wing. Again, I've been advocating for Eichel and Marner to be on two separate lines all summer. And again, it's September the 19th, reacting to day one of training camp. And I'm assuming we're going to see different looks all the time. But no, I'm not surprised at all to see Barbashev up there.
And it was a major troll job, if you will, for VGK there, making sure that they got that video and the photos out real fast there of Marner here in a VGK uniform. And when we looked at it, again, Marner says that they've been skating together in all the captain skates. So he feels as though there was some sort of a chemistry that was starting to brew there. But now with Eichel down, so how do you categorize a tweak? Is that day to day? How would you, Dr. Golick, how would you assess that situation?
I mean, there's nothing to assess right now. They're going to be very, very cautious. A player like Jack Eichel doesn't need much of a training camp. So if Eichel was shut down for a week and a half, he would be just fine and hit the ground running when the season starts in a few weeks. But a tweak is what it is. I mean, something didn't feel right, and whether it's a slight pop, a slight pull, or you went to push off on your right foot and the strength wasn't there, it could be all sorts of things. And Eichel's been doing this for a minute, so he knows his body just as well as anybody when it comes to when it's time to, hey, okay, something's going on here. I better, pull up a little bit. And Hopefully that's all it is, and he got checked out. And like I said, it's all eyes at City National for the first session, I believe at 9:30 local time this morning. If Jack's out there, then no big deal. If Jack's not out there, now we have our first training camp story.
Yeah, he will not be. I'm sure he won't be. William Karlsson on the second line, along with Mark Stone and the alternate captain, Riley Smith. Tomas Hertl was on the third line with Brandon Saad and Pavel Dorofeev. Doro playing on that right side on the wing on the right. And how much do you think these lines might be sticking?
It's a fair question. We hear Coach Cassidy making comments like, okay, this player and this player have had chemistry throughout the years. So Karlsson and Riley Smith have had chemistry. Hertl and Dorofeev have had chemistry. Eichel and Barbashev have had chemistry. Eichel and Stone, Eichel and everyone has chemistry. So point being is this is a very typical hand of poker being played by Bruce Cassidy, keeping two of the three players that are familiar with one another out there on the ice. And again, it's day one of training camp. We'll see how long this sticks, but very, very normal to see what Cassidy is doing. There will be a shakeup at some point, though.
Yeah. And then the fourth line, which Kelly McCrimmon said needs to get back to its identity. He talked about.
It's interesting.
It was real interesting because he was saying how much they missed William Carrier. And of course, that line now with Howden, you have Keegan Colasar, and you have Colton Sissons on the ice. So that's a pretty interesting line. And he wants to play to an identity that is gritty, that's hard on the pucks, and bangs a lot, right? He wants them to have a physical presence. And I'm just curious about Brett Howden and how he fits in like on that fourth line.
Starting on the other wing first, then I'll get to Howden. But Colasar, I wonder if I'm Keegan Colasar, and the players do pay attention to what the GM and the coaches say. If he's watching that presser, I'm wondering what's going through his mind, because I feel like Colasar has carried his weight as a fourth line right winger. He's physical. He hits everything that moves. So he's got some, he eliminated Matty Tkachuk from the Stanley Cup final a few years ago. And Colasar he'll stand up for the team. He'll take a punch for the team. And so I'm kind of curious where that came from McCrimmon. And on the other side, Howden is William Carrier, who can but Howden will actually finish a hit and he'll score 15, 18, 20 goals. Whereas Carrier might get 8 goals or he might get 20 goals. And Carrier might play 30 games, he might play 60 games. So there's a lot of questions about Carrier. It's just how his history was here in Vegas. But Howden gives that fourth line a bit of a mismatch because he is more of a skilled player than an energy grinder, hitter type. But Howden has no problem filling that role either.
And then the defensive pairings that we saw on the ice yesterday. I watched the stream for a while. It was good, pretty clean, and we at least had some perspective. But we saw
clearer than Nighttime Plus. First one of those, bang, let's go. Okay, anyway.
Nighttime Minus, that's where the game will be. This Sunday night. That's going to be an adventure. McNabb and Theodore, Hannafin and White Cloud. Here we go. And of course, we saw that last night line there for VGK. Lazan was on the ice. Hill and Schmid were the two goaltenders.
A lot being made about White Cloud. White Cloud's name came up from McCrimmon about
in response to us, as always.
Maybe, I don't know, but basically thinking that White Cloud and this, and that will come up more in the second segment, but a lot of weight is on White Cloud's shoulders. I guess I'll just leave it pretty simple, but no surprises to the D pairings, exactly what we expected. And, is Hutton and Lazan a competition? We'll see.
Coming up next, when we return here on this WTF edition, Kelly McCrimmon addresses the media yesterday, and one media member shouted him out as Crimmy. Next on Locked On Golden Knights. How to get that in there. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure that you are ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can place just a $5 bet, and if that bet wins, you will get $300 in bonus bets to use across the application. Definitely a lot of fun there to get engaged and get involved on FanDuel. We like the player props, especially. You can build that same game parlay. It's so much fun. You can even jump into the live action as it unfolds. I might have taken a little flyer last night. Might have done it on Miami there when they were in a tie game with Buffalo, but that's what makes this so much fun. Losing, no.
Plus 11. Plus 11.
Plus 11 for sure. It's quick. It's easy. It's the best way to add a little bit more spice and energy on Sundays. So are you ready to play? Make sure that you download the FanDuel app today and visit FanDuel.com. You could get things started. Go to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. Turning the page. Welcome back on Locked On Golden Knights. Did you see it? Did you see that happen there? I turned the page.
I do see that. That one's blank, like your head.
This is it's a
blank. Oh, your side is writing on it. Okay.
It does?
I don't know.
It's
not napkins, so you already blew our cover.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to have to go back to Napkinville because I'm just getting comfortable with this new setup. We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Starting on Monday, the show will be picked up daily on TV. That's right. Face for Radio goes to TV on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. And 1 o'clock each day, we come to your living room. That's where people watch TV, right? Still. Channel 5.2, Cox Television, cable channel 125, and everywhere on YouTube TV. And we'll have a lot of fun there.
We're statewide. We're Nevada statewide.
That's right. You know, I was telling our friends there from Locked On A's that it was statewide, and they were like, nah, you're kidding. You're lying again, Kardashian. Well, sort of, kind of. We'll do anything for the hype, right? Listening to Kelly McCrimmon yesterday and his comments, I had a feeling that you and I, throughout the course of the summer and the past couple of weeks, we wrote the entire stinking script. We wrote the script for him. It was so easy, right? Of course, first thing, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Jack Eichel. Okay, yes. We are still working on the contract extension. We like the player. We like the player.
We like him.
The player? Or do you
like him?
Or the player? Or do you call him Jackie? Do you call him Jack Eichel? The player. We like the player.
I mean, I don't know where to go with that, but I mean, they're working, they're talking, and we hit this on yesterday's show. We've hit this multiple times, and well, I guess I'll start by saying I'm wrong. I've been telling people that everyone who says that everyone's waiting to see what Connor McDavid does. I'm like, guys, McDavid's on his own level. Whatever McDavid does is irrelevant to Eichel and Kaprizov and Panarin and everybody else because McDavid is so high up. But I'm starting to walk that back, and I got no problem saying that right now because they want to see if McDavid goes long-term, short-term. They want to see if it crawls up to $18 to $20 million or if it sticks in that, 16 to 17 million range. And I mean, Jack Eichel, I could see him walking in the room and saying, I'm not Connor McDavid, but McDavid just got 18 million. I think I'm worth 15 million. Don't you? So that might kind of be the way things are shaken out. And McDavid, figure out your stuff, bro.
Yeah, and he's in my WTF, so thanks for stealing that line.
You're welcome.
And the fourth line identity, which we spoke about in the last segment, does Colton Sissons make an impact? Does he make a difference on that line?
I mean, I'm only comparing to Nick Waugh, who did a stellar job, I believe, as a fourth line center. And again, possible lineup mismatch type of player. So the difference that Sissons is going to make is controlling things, controlling the pace of play when he's out there. And it's going to start with a big, important defensive zone faceoff. When we know he's stellar in the circle, it's going to help in the penalty kill as well. So the difference that you're going to see from Sissons is responsibility. It's going to make that fourth line even more difficult to play against, on top of the physicality expected from Howden and Kolesar, especially after the open challenge from the general manager. So it's going to be a more controlled line, I would say, with Sissons out there. Maybe I'd say a little less offensive punch, but if Brett Howden can find a way to, if Howden has another 20-goal season, let's say, if he can score, let's say, 12 to 13 of those goals while he's on the fourth line in 5-on-5 play, that's huge.
And winning faceoffs, right? And winning crazy faceoffs. That's going to be the key there on that line. And that brings us to Alexander Holtz. RFA did not sign that offer.
He gets 2 mentions in a row.
Why? Back-to-back days, you mean? Oh, no, this is great. That's
right. I got a picture of my cats hugging from Amanda, so it's fine. I'm okay right now.
Okay, anyway. That's awesome. The cats are hugging, or Amanda's hugging the cats?
No, the cats are hugging.
Okay. You're going to show and tell day, maybe a lot
cats are hugging. Cats are hugging.
Okay, so Alexander Holtz yesterday. So a couple days back, I said, maybe this is one way to silence all of your critics there on Twitter, on X or whatever. I had said maybe he comes in, Alexander Holtz signing a PTO, and lo and behold, he's a PTO guy.
I said PTO, whatever.
You said it on the air. To go back to my Twitter X stream, and somebody was chirping me out. I said, sources tell me it could be a PTO, ? Something like that. So in any event, we've got Alexander Holtz in all of his glory and splendor there in camp with VGK. I don't know why this thing is such drama. Again, Kelly McCrimmon talking about the start of the season and said that it's very important. And traditionally, that's been in VGK's DNA for sure.
As far as a hot start?
As far as DNA. Yes, a hot start, of course.
Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah, no, I definitely agree. And this is probably more Bruce Cassidy than anything as of late. Cassidy's teams, we've talked about this every show. It'll come up again between now and October 7th or whenever the season starts, where they're gonna start hot. It's gonna drop in the middle with injuries and just general dog days of winter, so to speak, and then the team will turn on likely after the Olympic break. Hopefully, it can be a very challenging time as we hit on. I got just a couple notes again. I slowed down. I almost blew the cover in the first segment, but
right. Do you have a note about the PTO player? Okay.
No, you got the PTOs covered. I need PTO. We don't get PTOs business owners. But no, Zach Whitecloud's name came up again. Vote of confidence, ready to move him up to that second D pairing. I don't know if I agree with that, but the team does, and the team knows more about hockey than I do, as much as I would like to think otherwise. I liked hearing McCrimmon talk about how they're evaluating the rookies and the younger players. Is this player ready to be an AHL type fill-in, or are we looking at a future NHL player? Talked about the need for Mitch Marner, liked where the centers were at, liked where the D was at, felt the team needed a winger. Obviously, Mitch Marner is going to fill that void, so to speak, likes how Marner creates his offense and everything. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff from Crimmy. There you go. I'm curious where you're going to go with that. Maybe say that for the third segment. But, yeah, good stuff from McCrimmon as always. And let's get to work.
Mitch Marner. I like the player. For sure.
So to speak, I like him.
Yesterday, too, McCrimmon was talking about, I think that they are ready now to see better competition, perhaps, in the Pacific, because McCrimmon was talking about how, these teams that weren't in the playoffs are looking to make a playoff push this year, which, again, I think he took all of our notes from the napkin and he put them to good use yesterday.
There's a lot of doormats aren't necessarily the same doormats. I'm big on Anaheim taking a major step forward this year. San Jose, they're going to be, probably near the bottom of the division, but that doesn't mean they're not going to have tougher games and be a tougher out this year. Flames were better than expected. Vancouver, who the heck knows what's going to happen in Vancouver. And Seattle, while we're expecting them to be low, they could get better. Now they got another season of Stevenson doing his thing, and maybe that's going to help this team. So definitely a lot of questions. The Kings are never easy. And, of course, Oilers are already saying they're on a revenge tour. So here we go.
But yes, yesterday,
let's go.
Hockey is so back. And then, of course, the team on the ice again today. Tomorrow, pretty light, right? Or would they still do the 3 sessions?
3 sessions Saturday? For a few days, and then after the weekend, they'll go down to 2.
And then, of course, they play on Sunday, which they'll probably fly out to San Jose on Sunday morning, I would
Probably
imagine.
fly about 2 hours before the game.
Yeah, there you go. Coming up next, it is that time of the week, folks. It is time for WTF. They saw my notes. There's nothing on there. It's blank slate. Coming up next right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Welcome back to Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick reporting from Las Vegas. We appreciate you making us your first listen every day. Of course, today, the last day that we go without sports coats on this show because we'll be on TV. It's never going to happen there. Don't forget, please subscribe to our Locked On Golden Knights YouTube channel. Some good questions by our friends out there on the X. Someone had asked us, Chris, if we will still be available. Got to point this out on our own YouTube channel. Yes. And also, of course, you can get everything on the podcast, wherever you get your podcast. So we provide information on this show. I want to start off on WTF Day with Connor McDavid. Man, he's just been talking a lot. And you talked a little bit, Chris, about the revenge tour. But McDavid just really laid it on thick. He seems like he might have, and I don't know if it's towards the organization or if it's his own quest, team quest. It seems as though McDavid has a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. It does.
Best player in the world. Why the heck wouldn't he have a chip on his shoulder?
And yesterday says it was our best practice. I got to get all three longs in a long time. So he's throwing shade at someone there as if we never practiced well. Maybe the departure of Paul Coffey was a good thing there as a coach. I was just curious in listening to him. He's definitely throwing shade at someone. He's throwing shade at someone. We'll see, man. Maybe the goalie coach that got fired. I'm not quite sure, but maybe he likes the changes. But we are seeing a different type of Connor McDavid right now. It's a different guy. He's definitely stepping out.
Comparing that statement that McDavid made about the best practice in a long time after not practicing for
not
4
just
months. It's like when Allison Chains, lead singer, rest in peace, Lane Staley, at the Unplugged show they did. They hadn't played a show in 2 to 3 years. And he says on the mic, "Oh, it's our best show in 2 or 3 years." And then Jerry Cantrell, "We haven't played in 3 years." And then Lane Staley's like, but still the best show. So yeah, that's those two. Yeah, but whatever.
The best shows that we do are the ones we don't do here.
Fair enough. And keep going. I guess you got WTF. I mean, WTF. Why in God's name wouldn't McDavid give the finger to the franchise on the way out when they've given him Stuart Skinner as the goaltender to help him win a Stanley Cup?
Here we go.
There's a WTF right there. And Andy Brown Lee, I don't think I read my YouTube comments. Here you go. Okay, not to be the speech police or anything. Number one, when you start a statement like that, you are the speech police. Number two, but in every episode, Chris says sort of speak or sort of speak. I threw one in the last segment for you. Instead of the correct phrase, so to speak. I've never heard this before. Anybody know if it's a thing from a certain region or a unique misunderstanding of the phrase? It's from Chicago. Get over it, bro. That's how we talk. I have no idea. I'm just saying that, but that's how I talk. Thank you for not being the speech police, Mr. Speech Police. And one more here. This was actually from last week's show, but I like this. It's a good statement here. From Discreet Tropy. I don't know. Okay. Discreet Tropy. Marner immediately getting a letter. ... No. If you don't intimately understand the locker room dynamics, you don't get a letter. It's also a kick in the nether regions, we'll say it like that, to guys like Carlson and McNabb who've been grinding and already have the respect of the room. Fair statement. I don't know if McNabb wants a letter, and Carlson's had a letter. So it's a fair statement what you made right there. And I do agree, walking in and getting a letter isn't the right way to go.
Our guy, WTF, yeah. Our guy, E-Runs, WTF, how is it hockey season already? And thanks for, man, that Oasis jersey, bro, that's dynamite, man.
That Oasis jersey is getting mileage from mentions, dude.
Yeah, I'm giving him a lot of mentions. It's dope.
Someone sent me a Starbucks gift card. I'll say your name over and over.
We had a WTF photo from Yoda Jenkins. A GM's nightmare, WTF, Jack, Connor, and Kirill playing poker. I call your $15 million extension and raise you another 5. That's awesome. I
talked to you. I want to jump in that real fast. I'll say an unnamed Golden Knight player a while back, and I actually asked him about, because the team, they gamble and they play poker and stuff. And
they gamble. That's illegal, bro.
No, it's
fantasy
not.
football.
I said, how much, like on a plane ride? What's the most you've ever seen like someone lose or win on a plane ride? And he said it was like $400 or $500, which I think is probably a lot more than that. But point being is, imagine being on a plane ride down a nickel before you even land.
Right, and you're a PTO player and you're losing that kind of dough.
Oh yeah, no, Holtz is the target definitely when it comes, because Holtz is trying hard to win some money.
WTF, one of our followers a couple days back, right? We were talking about the lack of scoring for VGK and how they need to, provide some sort of a punch here. Seth Bales, who always comments, great commentary there. He kind of set us straight there because, we were talking about the lack of scoring and the Golden Knights. I said, obviously take more shots. And then our good friend Seth, he points out, remember how cockeyed those shots were last year? They missed the stinking net by like 1.5 miles.
Who's he talking about?
He just said everyone in the playoffs. How bad?
Oh, he asked about shots attempted.
Yeah, take the shots, but put them on net, for crying out loud. WTF?
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I don't know if the stats necessarily support that.
Oh my gosh, they were so bad. They were so bad. That was so bad, dude. They were missing by a country mile.
Yeah, but every shot not taken is a goal not scored.
What else do I have here? WTF, Carlson's haircut. WTF,
his haircut.
Bald. What's that?
Well, has Carlson ever had a good season with short hair?
I don't know.
Honest question. Like, he's had his long hair and then he had his short hair, and I feel like with the long hair, he's a lot better.
Okay. Is it fair to say a couple things in the presser? We are so back. Oh, great to see you. Welcome back, Kelly. Somebody said that. And then
nothing wrong with Kelly. You can say Kelly. He addresses Kelly addresses the media.
Someone called him Crimmy. Hey, Crimmy, what do you think about Crimmy?
Okay.
Come on, man.
That's a line.
And come on, like the fans, the media, and other.
We're up against the clock. I'll let you. Whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, we appreciate everyone tuning in. Monday's the big day around here. Of course, that will be our debut on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network statewide. Have a great weekend, everyone. For my man, Chris Golick, Tony Cardasco from Las Vegas, we appreciate you tuning in wherever you might be. We'll see you again Monday right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Please take care.
Keep talking. And okay.